Imagine someone who says they want to change their life, start a business, get in shape, learn a skill, write a book. But every morning, before their mind even fully wakes up, the world hijacks their attention. Emails, texts, notifications, breaking news, algorithms fighting for their focus before they even fight for themselves. And slowly, their priorities stop belonging to them. Hours disappear solving tiny urgent problems, tiny fires, tiny interruptions, tiny distractions that feel important in the moment, but leave their future untouched. This is one of the most dangerous psychological traps in modern life, because urgency creates the illusion of importance. A person answers messages all day and feels productive, but deep inside, they know they avoided the work that could actually transform their life. The difficult work, the meaningful work, the uncomfortable work. Because building a powerful future requires sustained attention. And sustained attention feels painful to an untrained mind. So the brain escapes toward stimulation, toward novelty, toward instant dopamine. And little by little, people become conditioned to react instead of create, obey instead of build, consume instead of become. Every time you interrupt yourself, you are training your brain. Every notification answered instantly teaches your mind you are not in control. Every compulsive scroll weakens your ability to stay present. A person sits down to work. 5 minutes later, they check their phone. Then another app. Then another video. Then another distraction. Their brain never sinks deep enough to produce anything meaningful. And eventually, their nervous system adapts to chaos. Silence starts feeling uncomfortable. Stillness feels threatening. Deep focus feels almost painful, because the brain has been conditioned to expect constant stimulation. This is how mental weakness is built. Not in one dramatic moment, but through thousands of tiny acts of surrender. Attention works like a muscle. What you repeatedly practice, you become. Practice distraction, and your mind becomes impulsive, restless, scattered, weak under pressure. But practice focus, and something dangerous begins to happen. Your mind sharpens, your discipline strengthens, your tolerance for discomfort grows. While everyone else loses the ability to concentrate, you become capable of things they can no longer do. Long focus, deep thinking, real creation. And that becomes a massive advantage in a distracted world. Most people worship motivation. But motivation is fragile. Emotions change. Energy changes. Mood changes. And if your actions depend on feelings, your future becomes unstable. This is why powerful people build systems, because systems remove emotional negotiation. Imagine two people. One says, "I'll work when I feel inspired." The other has a rule. Every morning, 6 a.m., phone gone, no distractions. 2 hours of deep work, no debate, no excuses, no internal bargaining. Who transforms their life faster? The second person, every single time. Because systems bypass weakness. The decision was already made before emotions could interfere. This is why routines become powerful psychological weapons. They train identity. At first, a person says, "I'm trying to stay focused," but eventually, through repetition, the identity changes. I protect my attention. I finish what I start. I do hard things even when I don't feel like it. And once identity changes, behavior becomes automatic. That is when discipline stops feeling forced and starts becoming who you are. Most people destroy their future quietly. One distracted day at a time. One wasted hour at a time. One postponed dream at a time. They think small actions don't matter. But repetitions is programming. Every day is casting votes for the person you become. 1 hour wasted every day becomes years of lost potential. Years. Imagine what could be built in those hours. Skills, strength, knowledge, freedom, confidence, a completely different life. Success is rarely created through one giant moment. It's built through repeated behavior, repeated focus, repeated discipline, repeated refusal to surrender attention. What you repeatedly do, your brain accepts as identity, and identity becomes destiny. Right now, your habits are programming your mind. Every distraction you obey strengthens weakness. Every moment of focus strengthens control. Most people will spend their entire lives trapped in reaction mode, scrolling, consuming, distracted, mentally exhausted, always busy, but never truly moving forward. But the few people who learn to defend their attention become different, more disciplined, more dangerous, more powerful. Because in a world addicted to distraction, the ability to focus becomes a superpower. And once a person learns to control their attention, they begin to control their future, their actions, their identity, their entire life.